Hey guys, what's up? My name is Caitlin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have not done a novels talk in quite a while, so today I'm going to share with you the book I just read, the book I'm currently reading, and then 3 more books that are on my to-read list. And I highly recommend maybe you looking into these books too this year in 2023 if what I tell you makes you curious or if this is a topic that you also want to dive into and learn more about. So the very first book that I'm going to talk about that I have fully read is called Pussy, a Reclamation, and it was like mind-blowing. It is by Regina Thomas-Sewell, and I got it off Amazon, but like literally this book just talks about tapping into being a woman, celebrating your pussy, and just that is literally, as women, that is our life force. And for so long, we're taught it's shameful. There's so much trauma we've all experienced by being a woman. Whether it's minor trauma or major trauma, we've all experienced some kind of trauma from being a woman. And there's just so much guilt and shame. And this teaches you how to kind of work on letting it go and just being turned on by life. It's so interesting because everything happens for a reason. And I was listening to the Manifestation Babe podcast, and then she brought on some girls from a different podcast called Desire on Fire. So then I was listening to their podcast, and they brought on another girl that was talking about healing her pussy. And I was so intrigued by this because it's like, I've just kind of been living my life, doing my own thing, but not really tapped into my own power center. It's like, who am I? It's like, I know I'm powerful, but I haven't reached into the depths of my full force. Like, I've been like playing small forever, and it's like, I'm so tired of that. I'm ready to like plug into my energy center that I have within me, and it has been wild. So I highly recommend reading this book if you just feel so lost and so blah and so bored. Like, men and women are very different, and we're just taught to do things the way men do things, but we're not like them. Like, even our cycle is completely different. Like, our energy levels throughout the entire month, they're so different than a man's, and yet we're trying to like be like them and fit in because this is a man's world. But like, it's not really working. So this book, holy crap, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. I'll probably reread it at some point. The next book that I'm reading is called Come As You Are. I know it's backwards, but it is by Emily Nagoski. I might be butchering that, but it says the surprising new science that will transform your sex life. And I'm just very intrigued by this topic in general. I actually bought these 2 books at the same time off Amazon, and I'm on page 56, so I'm on chapter 2. And the first chapter is literally all about anatomy and kind of just describing the differences between men and women, which obviously you can physically see the differences. After implantation, when you're just a little seed, like a seed and egg joined together, like for 6 weeks there's no difference, but at 6 weeks then it's like, oh okay, then your genitals, then it starts to show if you're a male or female, and it's like, oh, we all have the same parts, they're just arranged differently. And it's so interesting to hear that it's like, oh, men and women's genitals aren't like that different, but at the same time they're really different. And also, like, everyone is normal down there for the most part, unless you're having like pain, then you should go see a doctor. But it's like, we spend our whole lives being like, oh, am I normal? And it's like, well, yeah, but we don't know that. We feel so much shame and guilt. And especially if you go watch porn, it's like, oh, I don't look like that. So then it's like, oh, I should feel shame because I look different, and we need to let that go. So I'm just working on a total like full body self-acceptance, like deep healing, and just working on feeling more pleasure in life overall. And I'm really excited for this journey. And it's interesting that I'm on the internet talking about this right now. But if that interests you, I highly recommend checking out this book, Come As You Are. It's so good. The next book on my to-read list is actually Break the Good Girl Myth. And it is by Maho Molfino. I might be butchering that too, but it says how to diminish outdated rules, unleash your power, and design a more purposeful life. So I heard about this book by listening to the Manifestation Babes podcast. She actually had Maho Molfino on her podcast, and that's what they were talking about, her book. Yeah, break the good girl myth. So I was very intrigued because I feel like my whole life I've just been trying to be good, trying to fit in, trying to do everything, trying to make other people like me. But then it's like, wait a second, do I like me? Like, is being a good girl actually serving me? And it's like, I'm kind of bored, tired of following the rules. So I'm ready to like break the good girl myth and just break the rules, because who made the rules? Not me. So I'm gonna make my own rules. So I'm super excited for this. I feel like this pairs well with just tapping into my inner power and just finding myself as a woman. Like, I am freaking powerful. I just, yeah, definitely haven't tapped into like the full force of my powerfulness. And I feel like the more I heal myself and start to lead with this powerful energy, like I'm gonna inspire other people to do the same. So it's like, oh, finding my power and stepping into my truth and breaking the rules, it's not a selfish act whatsoever. It's like, hey, I'm showing other people what's possible and I'm here for it. The next book on my to read list, I actually got it delivered today, is called Becoming Clitorate: Why Orgasm Equality Matters and How to Get It. And it is by Lori Mintz. It also says a manifesto for today's orgasmic insurrection. And I'm very intrigued by this. It had really good reviews on Amazon. And it just says on the back, our culture's flawed way of thinking about sex is screwing with women's orgasms. I know so many women that struggle with orgasms, and I want to just learn as much as I can about this topic. It's just very intriguing to me. It's like, oh, a science class that I actually care about. So I'm just diving into this topic. I want to absorb everything like a little freaking sponge. I'm very excited about this book as well. And then, if you watched my last novel talks, I talked about a book called The Emotion Code. And the same author, Dr. Bradley Nelson, released a book called The Body Code. And it just shipped. It's on its way to me right now. I had pre-ordered it back in December. And so that will be the third book on my to read list. I'm really excited for that book because if you have not seen my The Emotion Code novel talks, I highly recommend checking it out if you're into like healing and releasing trapped emotions from your body. But I feel like The Body Code most likely goes more in depth because I know that we store trapped emotions like in our muscles and in our body and even in our organs. And so I'm curious to learn more about that because I noticed. Random story. So Dylan and I have been going to the gym, and so we were working our chest muscles yesterday. But what we were doing is we were on a machine and you just kind of do this. You're hanging onto the bars and you do this. So you're supposed to be working these muscles. I'm really sore. But I was doing too heavy of a weight, so I was actually using my back muscles, and I wasn't using my chest muscles. And I was like, I'm not doing this right. I'm lifting too heavy. Like my chest, I'm not feeling it where I should be feeling it. So we lowered the weight to like 10 pounds, which is super light, but that's when I was able to do it. And then I could just feel my chest like working. And that's where I've stored some emotions to protect my heart. So I was like almost in tears at the gym because I'm like, I've touched those emotions and I have just spent my whole life like this protecting my heart, but then being open and actually using these muscles, I'm like, I got some stuff here I need to release. So I'm excited to work on that and then also basically apply tapping and the emotion code and then learn about the body code and see if I can release more emotions from my body and more tension and just be more in tune with my body. I feel like the places I've stored emotions mainly is like probably in my chest and also in my hips. Like I have a lot of emotions stored in my hips and I'm slowly working on releasing it. But it's like I put my emotions in these muscles and then I just turn them off. So it's like that's why I couldn't, and I was using too heavy of a weight, but that's why I couldn't use my chest muscles because I had it turned off. And it wasn't until I was like using a light enough weight, doing it slowly, where it was like, oh, I don't need to overcompensate by using my back because I'm using a light enough weight, but also it's like, oh, it's safe to like use my muscles. I'm just very intrigued by all of it. And I just have been diving deep into learning about all these topics about being a woman, healing your pussy, learning about sex more so, because we're not really taught much about sex. It's like, don't get pregnant or you'll die. It's like, no, there's more to it than just that. And I'm so excited to learn all these things and to just be more powerful and more confident in myself, and to like be the leader that I'm meant to be. If I can heal, like, which I have healed a lot, but the more I heal, the more I can help other people heal. That being said, if any of these topics interest you, like, please feel free to check out any of these books. Also, give me recommendations too, like what books on these topics have really like helped you out, inspired you, like changed your view in some way. Let me know, because I want to read all of it. Like, I'm here for it and I'm so excited. So anyways, thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you check out or read one of these books or all of them or whatever, and that you too are just like, holy crap, this is exciting. And so anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an incredible day, because you deserve it. And I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye.